And welcome back to Purposeful Woman podcast. And today we have my dear friend Jill S. Lublin. And Jill is an international speaker of the topics of radical influence, publicity, networking, kindness, and referrals. She is the author of 4 best-selling books, including Profit of Kindness, Get Noticed, Get Referrals, and co-author of Guerrilla Publicity and Networking Magic. Well, hi and welcome, Jill.
Thank you, Viktoriia. So good to be here with you.
Oh, it's so good to be here with you. I would love for you to share your story, how you were just have like a baggage, like the really big luggage of accomplishments. I'm really curious to know how. What was the inspiration?
Oh, thank you. Well, here's I'll just give you a bit of an encapsulated version. But when I was growing up, I always wanted to make a difference in this world. And I thought, I'm going to go to law school. And that's where I'll make a difference. And well, then I got to law school. And for me, I have this highly creative mind and I love marketing and promotion, which of course is what I'm doing now. Law school is none of that. It's very linear. It's very, it's just a different way. And what happened for me was that I actually got sick 5 times. I remember getting bronchitis in law school. I thought, all right, God, I get the message. This isn't for me. But what's happened is that during law school, I started working in the entertainment business because I thought if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to have some fun because I like fun. And I'm going to work for entertainment and music business attorneys. So I actually, because of that, ended up getting into the music business. And I was actually in the music business for 5 years, working with bands and record labels and helping take independent music to the top. Here's what's interesting. That was my training for guerrilla publicity. Why? Because we had no budgets at these independent record labels. And I had to figure out cool and unusual and fun things to do that were interesting marketing and creative. And guess what? I ended up getting into the publicity business. I ended up opening up my own PR agency. Then I got tapped on the shoulder to write my first book, Guerrilla Publicity. And from there, the wonderful rest is history, because once you start writing books and they're successful, which it was, I was able to, my publisher kept saying, what's your next book? Hey, that's a good thing. So that's how this all started. And here we are now doing virtual publicity courses in the Year of Kindness, and I feel very grateful.
Oh, that is an amazing story, such an inspiring. And it felt like you just was feeling, you following your intention, following your purpose, and just trusting, and that's how you got to what you really love. So my question is for you here, Jill, what if you have like all the knowledge that you have right now, and you can go back and shift some things, what will that be?
Hmm. Well, first thing I do is get more financially trained and financially literate, because the truth is I was running my business from the seat of my pants. And I have this wonderful entrepreneurial spirit and I can make it happen. And I'm really into possibility and creation. And my spiritual training has been really helpful. And that's all wonderful. And I needed to know some basics in financial wellness, in how to read a P&L statement without panicking. Uh, things that were not comfortable for me and that my brain doesn't necessarily wrap around. So that, and I get great team right away, because one does not accomplish anything alone. And so great team is important. And, it doesn't have to be expensive team. You can put contractors around you, but I really think great team and understanding being financially literate, two very important things that make a big difference.
Love that. So, okay, let's go into also publicity. What would you do differently in publicity?
Mm. I probably would have worked on getting my own name out there faster. I was always so behind people, right? And again, a beautiful thing. I've helped lots of messengers get their message out. And the truth for me is my message didn't quite start coming out until I wrote the book Guerrilla Publicity. And that's when things started popping bigger, because books help a lot to get your name out there. And I probably would have done that sooner and quicker for my own career and advancement. That was great. But here's the good news. I've helped many people over the years, and I'm grateful for supporting messengers because that's also my commitment, is helping messengers get their message out.
All right, that's amazing. All right, so let's help our audience right now. What will be your number one advice for those who are looking to get more into publicity and getting out there, getting their brand out there?
So the first thing you have to do is get your message right. What do I mean by that? This isn't like, oh, here's what I do, like, wow, wow, wow. And that's the story. That's not the story. And Viktoriia, that's the mistake that most people make, is they're out to the media with what they think is their story. That's not the media. What the media cares about is what's the problem out there. So, and then who's listening now, give us some cool ways to solve that. That will work versus here's what I do. Here's what I do. I call that beat the chest publicity. I'm beating my chest right now. That's not going to work. What will work is give people real solutions and identify the problem, and you be the solution. You be the resource that people are looking for.
Love that. So let's just give an example. Would you give us an example how it will sound like?
Sure. So I have a financial planner, for example. And one of the things we did was recreated a story about how to have financial wellness in COVID times. Now, that's something that's relevant, right? That's something that people care about. It's not like he can help you with your financial planning. It's how do you have financial wellness in COVID times? And that's the interesting story that got him a blog post that actually increased his web stats by 37% that day. Boom. Everybody went to look at his website. That then increased his prospect list by actually 3 times, which is a really significant tripling of people who you're talking to. And that's why I love publicity, because what happens is that people start coming back to you. It's really an attraction factor that makes a huge difference for your business to multiply and then attract your prospects versus like a push strategy, right? Publicity is a pull strategy, and it makes a big difference.
Pursuing. They're like pursuing
Exactly.
you now.
Well,
I love it.
receiving, it's like receiving your leads.
I loved it. I loved it. Yep. Receiving the leads. Okay, the last question that I have for you, and that I ask everybody on this podcast, is for you to fill in the blank. And the question is, if you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
Ooh, okay. If you really knew me, you would know that I am adventurous and spiritually based.
Woo! Yeah, so Jill is very spiritual based. Otherwise, she won't participate in my chakra summits and everything. I love you, Jill, for that. Oh, thank you so much. And share with us how our audience can find you and where they can go to learn more from you.
Absolutely. So I have a super great publicity masterclass. Come on in. And the link is jilllublin.com/publicity. And that's free and a great way to keep learning. And then please go find me on social media. I'm on pretty much every platform under my full name, which is Jill Lublin, Lublin, Jill Lublin. And you can find me. I look forward to connecting with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody who's watching this episode on YouTube or listening on the podcast. It's so great to have you, Jill, today with us. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. And if you love this episode and you would love to see more of that, click the subscribe button to Purposeful Woman Podcast. And don't forget to text us to stay in tune with the Purposeful community for awesome tricks by texting to number +1 401 399 4105. And we will link descriptions in the episode to all of that we mentioned today. Bye. Turn your one day to day one with a purposeful day.